Hey, you guys. Hey, everybody. How are you on this beautiful, gorgeous Saturday? I'm coming live today because I wanted to talk about why actually our kids' whining triggers us so bad and what we can do to react differently and make the best out of the situation instead of having it escalate. So, when I was going on this whole, emotional resilience journey, so to speak, what I realized that there were a lot of things that triggered me throughout the day. And there are some very obvious triggers that everybody of us has, and then there's triggers that we don't even really know they exist. So today I want to talk in particular about the one when your kids are in a whiny state and it drives you crazy. Hey, say hi when you're here. Let me know you're here. I love to interact with you guys. Or when you watch it on replay, then put a hashtag replay and let me know you've watched this. So here's the thing why our kids whining gets us so bad, and what to do to stop having it affect you that much. So what typically happens is when and I can tell you my son is a super sensitive child and very whiny and more on the side of, crying very easily, whereas my daughter is more on the side of getting really upset and getting angry. So it's very two different types of spectrum, right? And both used to trigger me heavily. And so when my son started whining about something, for example, if he had to go and do something, we just asked him, can you please go do XYZ, can you go and do your homework, whatever, and he refused. He would go into like this all whiny state and complaining, and it would just really drive me crazy. See, the one I'm speaking about is coming. I'm actually on live. Do you want to say hi?
Hi. I know.
Can you close the door when you go back up, please? In 10 minutes, okay? All right. So when the one who was just here, when he gets really, really whiny, what used to happen was it would just drive me. It would get this feeling in me, and it made me feel really, really uncomfortable because I didn't know what to do with it. And I didn't know how to get him to go and do the things that we asked him to do without being so whiny all the time, right? Hi, Nympha, nice to have you here. And what happens is if the whining of your kids, for example, really gets you going, um, and you do not know how to deal with it, or it kind of escalates the situation, it is really because there is some unresolved emotion inside ourselves. Because if there wasn't, I can tell you, you'd be having very different ways of dealing with your kids' whininess, and it would not affect you in the slightest bit. And so what you want to go and do is when your kids are whiny, you really want to ask yourself, how does this make me feel right now? And I can tell you, for me, for example, the answer was I felt super helpless. And as a mom, of course, that's like one of the worst feelings. I don't want to feel helpless, right? I want to feel like the person who knows what to give to her kids, who knows what is best for her kids. And these moments when our kids are whiny remind us that we do not have the answer. And so it made me feel helpless, and it made me really feel like a failure. And if I feel that feeling of helplessness, what actually happens is it then I can't manage to be patient for like the first couple of minutes, but then my helplessness literally turns into getting angry, or that's when it turns into after saying it 3 times, that's when you turn into getting really loud and screaming at your kids, right? And so when we feel helpless, we tend to start yelling, because when we get that energy out, it gives us back the power, right? That's at least what we kind of internalize and what we think is the case. but it's not really, right? Because if anything, what it does, it makes the whole situation worse and it doesn't make it better. Now, as long as you have a feeling you don't like that is coming up when your kids are whining, you will have something that is reminding you of your own pain point. And until you have not cleared that pain point for yourself, you will not be able to react to the whining in a like easy, humorous or just like very calm way. That's simply all it is. If we want to stop yelling at our kids, if we want to stop, lashing out at them, we have to work on our own unprocessed emotions, and we have to understand and start to read how we feel and go into those feelings and clear them out for ourselves. And so the way I want you to think about feelings is literally like a thermometer. It's a barometer. It tells you what your temperature is, right? And so if you're at your like 37 degrees, which is like the ideal state, things will feel and flow. Like everything will feel easy to you. But what typically happens is, think about, remember, when you feel too cold or you feel too hot, it's uncomfortable, right? It's very uncomfortable. So when we have stressful times and we feel overwhelmed, here is what we tend to do. We feel hot, for example, when we're like stressed, we feel super hot. But instead of taking off our clothes and getting ourselves back into this state of flow, where life just feels easy to us, and where you feel at your best, that whatever comes to you, it's not a big deal. What do? We keep we keep all the clothes on. We keep ourselves hot, and we keep continuing with everything in our lives with all those clothes on, right? With all the baggage that we put on us. And so in the Rapid Anger Relief course that I'm about to launch on Monday, and if you're not in there, you need to get in, because literally what we're going to do, or what I'm going to show you, is when you have these situations, is how to take those clothes off first so you can get yourself to this ideal temperature, and then whatever comes to you feels super easy. Is super easy. But you have to take your clothes off first, guys. That's literally the entire secret. You have to take off your clothes first. You have to eliminate the emotions, the feelings that are triggered inside you by your kids' whinings. You have to eliminate the feelings that are triggered inside you by your kids not listening, by whatever your husband is doing or whoever drives you crazy in your life. It doesn't matter. This applies. I like to use the kids because they were my biggest triggers. But, for some of you, I know it's your husband. For others, it might be your neighbor or your boss. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, if we don't do that, we are literally constantly wasting energy, and we're literally constantly fighting. Hi, Angela. Nice to see you. We're constantly going against ourselves. And those are the times when our lives just feel so exhausting, so overwhelming, so tiring, right? So tiring. So I want you to think about, where are you having your clothes on when it's really hot and sunny outside? And why are you not taking your clothes off and making yourself comfortable and go and have, a nice bath in the pool? Those are the things you need to ask yourself. What is this all causing in me? And then you want to eliminate that. And then you can go in this phase of being at your best. This is why I'm able to do so many things. This is why I'm able to be a coach. This is why I'm able to be a corporate director. This is why I'm able to go on date nights. Last night I went out with my husband and friends. We had an 8-course dinner. It was freaking amazing. It felt really good. But this is why, like, whatever is thrown at me, I can handle it very easily, because I always check in with, okay, what is this situation causing in me? What is it causing me to feel? Do I like it or do I not like it? If I don't like it, I go in there and I sit with that feeling and I work through it. and I find out what the root cause is. And then I clear it out very fast, get back to that ideal temperature state, and I move on. And so I don't waste time. I don't carry stuff around me for days that weigh me down. And that's why I can also, you know, just kind of bring it on. Bring it on. Because this is cleared. This is what balance is about, right? Balance is about having balance is, we always think we need to go and be balanced. We feel balanced, but that's not, getting to balance is not a race. Balance is not a destination, right? Balance is literally your emotional state of being and your mental state of being. And that's why you want to check in with your temperature. That's literally all we do. And so that's what we're also going to do over the next 4 weeks. If you're not in there, I really strongly encourage you. And I know Angela is already in, which I can't wait. So we have 10 women already that have joined. It's going to be a very small circle of a few selected women that I'm inviting to join me for the Rapid Anger Relief course, where we are going to go through all this, and I will show you exactly how to always check in with yourself, learn how to use your emotions, because your emotions are running the show in everything you do. Your emotions decide whether you feel empowered or disempowered to do whatever you want to do. It's as simple as that. And so I'm guiding a couple of women through this for the next 4 weeks. The investment is literally $97. It's like I'm gifting this to you almost for free, because I just, it's so powerful, and I want to have the women to experience this for themselves. So if you are not in there, this is your last chance to get in. It's only 2 days, and then we're going to go and start. I will give you all the tools, all the materials. I will be there on your side. You actually get to see me. You're actually going to have me on your side for 1 hour every week, where I will coach you right on the spot and help you and show you how you can clear the things you don't want to feel, and so you can move on and do whatever you want to do and change the situations you want to change, you change the relationships you want to change, and literally just up level yourself, up level your well-being, up level your relationships, because the way we feel, again, just determines everything in our life. Everything. I cannot stress that enough. So if you want in, guys, send me a PM, let me know. I know this is a very private topic, so it's absolutely fine if you don't want to talk about this publicly. If you have any questions, I am here. Don't hesitate. This is about you. This is about you and you deserving to have the best possible life. And once we actually understand how we work as humans and how we can leverage our own powers, life is beautiful. It's really, really easy. All right. So, with that, I wish you a lovely Saturday. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the course.